And welcome to Between the Posts, folks. We've got a ripping show tonight. And I am joined tonight by a man universally loved by the coaches, the players, and from what I saw on Saturday, the supporters as well. Craig Lambert. Lambert, how are you, Lambo?
Thanks, Tony. And yeah, it was a good game Saturday, and thanks for all that information, mate. I love it.
I saw you off camera, mate, just working the boundary line magnificently. There's about 50 metres there, and I reckon you talked to every supporter as you went around and got them up and going. And a ripping game, by the way. It
was, and nothing like getting the crowd going, because that's what it's all about, mate.
You work your magic. They love you out there, mate, and the coaches love you. We've got a great shot of there was yourself and then the two coaches as well, and I thought there it is, the whole three, all in one shot. Mate, what have we got on tonight on the show?
Around the league.
That'll be interesting. We also look at all the divisions, and tonight I'm going to mention a few names because there's some really good content.
I'm really looking forward to this one. We're going to have an interview with the Divi 1 coach, Ben Watkins from Rostrevor. That's going to be great.
Oh, fantastic, mate. Of course, folks, we've got all the goals and marks as well.
Tony, we have got news on a new app, and sensational, mate. It's going to be great.
There's a lot on there too. We'll cover that when we come to it. Now, also, last week, I put I didn't wear the funny hat this week. I went out and interviewed a gentleman that you know, very good friend of yours, very humble too in his football approach, but he's been captain and played in some premierships down there at Goodwood. His name is Jason Goods, and he's from the Banner Crew. What have you got there, Craig?
Well, all I can say, Tony, I actually, with my businesses, I do a lot of work with Jace, and I recommend, and he's going to be great for our team and for the Adelaide Footy League, and looking forward to Jason getting plenty of business from all the clubs.
Because he's come on board, and we can't thank him enough. Another sponsor that we've got.
Yep.
I really enjoyed the chat with him off screen as well as on screen.
Excellent.
I'll tell you what he's got out there for the folks out there. I mentioned it Saturday. You can actually get a banner made with either 50, 100, 150, whatever the milestone is.
Wow.
And it's got all strips through it. And when the player plays that milestone game, they hold it up and they run through it. And I thought, do they give the banner to the player? You could set it up in your pool room at home, or they keep it at the club and use it over and over. Fantastic.
Tony, great idea. And what about if somebody here has done 100 interviews? What do you think could happen there? Could they run through the banner?
Oh, mate. Who are you alluding to there? No, I'll tell you, Jason Goods, get down there, the Banner Crew down in Port Adelaide. Doing a magnificent job. We'll be back straight after this short break, folks.
Nine News, teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
Welcome back, folks. It's time to have a look at what's been going on around the league. And the first one is Chopsy and friends. Now, who is Chopsy? Chopsy is Ben O'Connell. I went out and did another interview with him last week, and it was fantastic. He's jumped on board. He's also helping out the Adelaide Football League. But Ben O'Connell from O'Connell's Meats and Little Heroes Foundation, they have a fundraising function this Sunday at the Hotel Metropolitan on Great Street, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. All money raised goes to the Little Heroes Foundation. We will put the details up on the screen for you. We would also like to thank Breakthrough Mental Health for supporting Round 5 last Saturday, and Lambert. A special wish to all the mothers out there. We hope you had a fantastic Mother's Day. And mate, I had a lovely chat with your mother over the phone on Friday night.
You did, Tony, and she was very grateful, and she's still talking about you, Tony, so it's fantastic, matey. You're a legend.
I thought you were going to say she's still talking to you after what went on, but no, fantastic, mate. What have we got next?
Look, Channel 9 last week were live, last Thursday, the 5th of May. Big Tommy Wren and the crew, Tony, they headed out to Para Hills Footy Club last Thursday night, and thanks to the Police Credit Union, they gave the club a $500 cheque, and that's just sensational. Roey's Roost.
Did it go in?
Mate, unfortunately it was cancelled.
Oh, no.
You know why? Because he had COVID. Roey, I know you haven't been fit lately, mate, but yeah. And the Para 8 award went to Simon Branley. So well done, Simon. That's fantastic work, matey. Well done.
Thanks, Lambo. And of course, keep an eye on our socials for the next 9 News live club visit, because Thursday the 12th of May they're heading out to the Hacken Football Club. The Buddybet Division 1 Best on Ground and Power Ad Player of the Day is selected by the Adelaide Footy TV live stream commentators based on player performance. Who we got, Lambo?
Hey, and we were there commentating. Played a great game. Nick Favoretto from the Goodwood Saints. Nick won a $100 News Balance voucher thanks to Bugatti Sports. And also for round 5, we had the Power Ad Player of the Day and a young lad, and this lad is going to go a long way in footy. He's going to go a really long way. Will Clark from Goodwood Saints won a carton of Powerade, and he was that mark.
That mark,
obviously.
Yeah, sensationally. He was having a go at them all day. He was clunking a few, and that. He's only light, but geez, that was a great mark. And he finished with the goal, Lambo. So important. Talking about goal and mark of the week. Now, folks, just remember we go through a fair few goals and marks that are sent in. If you're out there and you think a goal or mark is worthy, please feel free, you are very welcome to get on to, we're going to talk about this new app shortly that's got all the videos up there, to get on there, find the game and the timeline. So was it the second quarter mark, 20-minute mark, whatever, please send it in and we'll have a look at it. Now we might not get all of them up there, but it's something that's really worthy. We may get it up there, and that's interactive for all the people out there. Right. So our mark of the week we're going to have a look at, proudly brought to you by Bianco Construction and Industrial Supplies. The round 4 winner is Trevor Rigney. You wouldn't believe it, I had a look today. Yeah. He's up there again.
Really?
But I didn't put him in. Oh. So from Division 7, O'Sullivan's Beach, Lonsdale, Trevor wins the $100 Bianco Construction Supplies voucher. Well done, lad.
Well done.
Goal of the week, supported by 5AA. The round 4 winner is Shane Harvey from Brighton Football Club. Shane wins a $50 Sip and Save voucher, and 5AA will be in contact.
Tony, West End Player of the Week, and this player actually played at state level, and he made All-Australian too when Sean and I were involved in the state competition. For round 4 was Tim Baccanello from the Buddybet Division 1 from the Rocks Football Club. Well done, mate.
Fantastic. He may well pop up in some of our goals and marks this week. Just may. Yeah. Just may. Anyway, the competition. Win $5,000 to kickstart your club thanks to Police Credit Union. We are so close to the winner being announced. The competition's closed, so winner will be announced shortly. And also, remember, coming up, I'm going to head out here for an interview as well. The Wakefield Clinic have a sports trainers event on that they're going to welcome all the sports trainers in and show them a little bit around strapping and so on. So thank you to them as well. So that's it for what's been happening around the league. We'll be back shortly, and I reckon we might do the division wraps. I'm looking forward to this one, Lambo.
I can't wait, Tony, and well done, mate. Some really great sponsors there.
Good stuff in there, isn't there?
G'day guys, the Simon Black Academy is all about education and sport. Our partner in education is Torrens University, where our students either do a 1-year diploma course or a 3-year Bachelor of Business. Around that we run a football and athletic program based here at Norwood Oval, and it's all about trying to develop and take our students' game to a new level. Around that also, our third pillar, besides education and football, is personal development. If you want to get involved, check out our website, which is simonblack.com.au.
Welcome back, folks. Well, it's the one we've all been waiting for, the division wrap. And have a listen, Division 7, O'Sullivan's Beach, Lonsdale, their second win for the season by 13 points over Flinders Uni. Top 2 teams played each other. Greenacres defeated Adelaide Lutheran. 3 points, Lambo.
Wow.
Greenacres in the third quarter kicked 3 goals 3. Adelaide Lutheran 5 straight. They were up by 2 points at 3/4 time, Adelaide Lutheran, and Greenacres got over the top.
Wow. Hey, Tony, you know in Division 6 on the table?
Yes.
Trinity are still undefeated. 5 zip. Fantastic. And then you got West Croydon, Central United, and then you got Brahma Lodge and Marion 2 apiece, mate. What a bit of feedback you got there.
Yeah, well, O'Neill Sportswear, Division 6. West Croydon were 101-point winners over Para Hills. Yep. Freddie Aegis, Dion Doolan and Luke Woodcock all kicked 5 goals each. West Croydon, 101 points. Rosewater defeated Ingle Farm by 81 points. Now, Ingle Farm, we should go out there, you and I, because Of course, you played juniors coming up through there, and I played seniors out there. We could do a little bit of a thing out there for Ingle Farm.
I could actually see you in the forward pocket, mate.
Yeah, well, back pocket, I'll take the kick in, then I'll run off the ground.
That's it.
Anyway, and Trinity, Old Scholars defeated Fitzroy by 70 points, so a couple of big scores in that one.
Trinity are doing really well at the moment.
They are, aren't they? Yeah. Wakefield Sports Clinic Division 5, Elizabeth and Hectorville, there is a real battle for top. Eastern Park defeated Blackfriars by 8 points in a very close game. Eastern Park, Anthony Burgoyne kicked 5 goals and Sean Mansell kicked 4.
Famous name?
Yeah. Mansell, yeah. Blackfriars, Sam Howard and Andrew McWhirter kicked 4 each. So it was really a battle of the forwards there. Burgoyne, Mansell, Howard and McWhirter. What have you got on Division 4?
Division 4, you wouldn't believe it. Walkerville are top, and then you got Plimpton, Pembroke, Hope Valley and Portland all on 4 wins and 1 loss. So it's only percentage that separates them tone. And then you got my good club, which I love, Paraka 3 and 2. What a bit of feedback. You got any feedback there?
Yeah, Pembroke stormed home 9 goals to 1 in the second half against Woodville South. So that's a big come home with a wet sail.
Yep.
Hope Valley led for 3 quarters, then they had a draw with Portland. Hope Valley, Daniel Nobes kicked 6 goals, Matthew Min 5 goals. Portland, Lindsay Thomas, 7 goals.
Wow.
Hope Valley are actually 4th on the ladder, but they're second highest with percentage. So as you said, there's a real chock-a-block.
There is, yeah.
Mitcham had a 10-goal last quarter to defeat Pulteney by 71 points. Mitch Maxwell and Smythe, or Smith, I apologise there, both kicked 7 goals. Walkerville defeated Paraka, which you alluded to, by 39 points. Adam Proud, 8 goals.
Yeah, mate, he can kick a goal.
Whew. Sip and Save Division 3. Modbury's second on the ladder with a big win over Morphettville Park by 70 points. Jake Phillips kicked 6 and Bradley Rogers kicked 5. Morphettville Park, Alex Barnes kicked 6.
Barnesy.
Now, a game of inaccuracy. Smosh, 5-15.
Yep.
Edwardstown, 6-14. Edwardstown, Damien Salivic down there coaching very well. 5-point winners. Both teams had 20 shots. One team kicked 5, one team kicked 6. So I reckon they might be out there having a bit of practice.
So.
Flinders Park kicked 12 goals to 1 after half-time versus CBC OC. They kicked 8 in the third quarter. Justin Hardy kicked 6.
Just quickly, CBC, a few years ago, they were going for their 3rd premiership. I'm not sure what's happening out there.
Yeah, well, it's like a lot of clubs, either injury, COVID, change of personnel.
Yeah.
Golden Grave, 12 goals to 1 after half-time versus Seaton Ramblers. Joel Hoskins kicked 6. Righto, a breakthrough mental health Division 2. Lambo, how's the ladder looking?
Well, 2 teams undefeated, everybody. North Haven and Broadview Footy Club, undefeated, 5 sitting at the moment. So what's going to happen in, what did you say, Tone, round?
Yeah, round 9, 4th of June. Big clash if they're both still undefeated. Yep. Look out.
Sacred Heart, 4-1. Foss Cannon and Athelston, 3-2. So you got a little bit of feedback I hear, Tony.
Yeah.
Too, mate.
Especially on Foss Camden there too. Sacred Heart defeated Henley by 76 points. Now Henley were one of the powerhouses a couple of years back as well.
Even in Divi 1 a few years ago,
Yep.
they were right up there.
So big win by Sacred Heart. Tristan Caruso, 5 goals. Oscar Lovelock, 4 goals. And this was the other one. Adelaide Uni hang on for their first win. They would have been going off that.
Congratulations.
Yeah, well done. They would have gone off on Saturday night. And that was over Foss Camden, probably a slip up there, who were in 4th place, and it was an 8-point win. And as you said, North Haven and Broadview, top 2 undefeated, round 9, 4th of June. That will be a huge
cracker, Tony.
Love it, Lambo. You are up and about.
Oh, let's go.
All right, we'll come back in a moment with Division 1. And it's time for the big Division 1 wrap, and I'll tell you what, Lambo, what a season we have. And I'm going to ask you a question a little bit later on without notice, because you are at the coalface down there. Glenunga defeated Tea Tree Gully up there at Glenunga. And mate, there's some interesting stats there.
Yeah. No, you are unbelievable stats. I mean, they had double amount of possessions, Tea Tree Gully.
Yes.
And they lost the game. So the way I say to myself when I was coaching, well, when they got the ball, they weren't hurting the opposition team with the ball.
Yeah, it's interesting. Glenunga are going very well. I'm going to come to a little quote in a moment too about them. Port District defeated Payneham Norwood Union 72-28. 44 points. Port District shared their goal scorers, of course, and Payneham Norwood Union, I've just put question marks. Where to now? Brad McKenzie, 4 goals. And we're going to ask this question of our coach that's come in as well tonight. But Jeremy Cheney, new coach.
Yep.
Do you inherit the team you got, or do you bring others in and build on it? So it's an interesting question down there. I'm not sure what's happening at PNU.
Well, I'm not sure either, but you never see Payneham down near the bottom. You haven't over the years. So whether they got injuries or COVID or his style isn't coming into intuition at the moment, mate. So.
Well, they often say too, the coach has to get to know 80 players or 60 players. If you've got 3 or 4 teams, the players only have to get to know one coach, but that can take time to gel. Anyway, we move on, mate, talking about gelling. Goodwood, that was our broadcast game.
Great game.
Defeated the top team, St Peter's, by 22 points. Interesting with the stats, the inside 50s, Goodwood way, but there's some other stats up there we're going to put up and people can dissect these. And this is what Dartfish can do. We can get heat maps, we can get statistics, we can look at a whole pile of things to get a great analysis on the game.
Sorry for a sec, mate. I don't know what coach wouldn't want to have Dartfish on board.
Yeah, I know. Well, you look at those graphs that come up, you can keep it simple or you can go complex.
That's right.
But there's some telling stuff in there.
Stats don't lie, Tone.
No.
I know your stats over the years, mate.
Yeah, they never went to 3 figures, I can tell you that. I call this a foundation game for Goodwood Saints because they won all 4 quarters. I said it on the broadcast. You use games early in the season. Did we win 2 quarters, lost 2 quarters? Did we win 3, lost 1? This is a game where they won all 4 quarters. So if and when you get to the finals, you go back and you look over what you did throughout the season. Foundation game, we know we can win all 4 quarters. You and I both saw that game with Phil. Kyle Kirk was a great link. Great link player down there. Will Clark, we spoke about him because he's an award winner, took those marks. St Peter's Jake Sutcliffe.
5 goals.
Yeah. Got a couple others there. Luke Mitchell, you had a note on Luke.
Look, big fella. Disappointing. He missed one from 10 metres and then he missed one from about 20 dead in front. So, you got to kick goals like that. What I loved about Goody Saints, just quickly, they started well and finished well. Their pressure, especially when I was at ground level, was superb all day. It was really good, Tone.
A little note at the bottom here. I'm a mad keen midnight all, and I'm going to do a little analogy to all the clubs. I've got the 3 of them so far. The power and the passion, mate. What a great sign. St Peter's were the power leading into this game. Big Jock McClay up forward, Nick McGill around the ground. The other one was Jesse O'Brien, was a bit quiet on the weekend.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, we won't go into any more of that, but he was a little bit quiet. And the passion was Goodwood Saints. You can't manufacture what they've got going at the moment. They gel. I went into the rooms 2 weeks ago. They're a team and they are gelled. They understand everyone going around that ground. And Nick Favretto, very quickly, we talked about, I was fortunate enough to work with the sports psych years ago and we got invited in. We had a peak performance professor come over. They talked about the 90-10 factor. 90% of the time in any collision sport, you're under pressure. Nick Favretto knows exactly where to run to get into a pack. He knows when to hang off a pack. And the 90% is you deliver the ball to the correct target. 1 metre off and that ball hits the ground, as you know, Lambert, turnover. Nick Favretto doesn't do that sort of stuff. He either receives or gives in great spots. I love watching him get around. So, very good game, that one. Now, Rocks. Now, we've got to be careful here because the big fella's in tonight. Rocks defeated Prince Alfred by 20 points.
Great win.
Prince Alfred, last year's grand finalists. They were behind by 15 at half time, kicked 7 goals to 2 in the second half. So fantastic work by Rocks, and there's going to be a little bit of belief out there now. Lost 3, won 2. They're on their way.
They'll be right. Good coach.
Brighton lost to Old Iggy's by 16 points. Old Iggy's, just to mention there on their recruiting, Braden the Prince from Broadview came in as the ruckman. Christian Rookie came in from Payneham Norwood Union, a bull. Intelligent recruiting. Don't just get numbers. Intelligent recruiting, and they're up there.
They are, Tone. Can I talk about the where they are on the table at the moment?
Go through the ladder. This is very interesting.
There is 7 teams in Divi 1, all on the same wins and losses. 3 wins and 2 losses. That's great. So it's only percentage, which is great for the competition. And then you got Bombers 2 and 3, and then last year's grand finals, Prince Alfred and Payneham 1 and 4.
Yeah, you're correct.
So could be a combination of a few things, but it's just great to see a Port District's Glenunga up there right at the moment, and hopefully in 4 to 5 weeks' time, Tane,
That's the big one, mate.
there could be a gap between the teams, or it could be real consistent. So that's going to tell where some of the teams are going to finish this year in 4 to 5 weeks' time, I feel.
Those 7 teams, mate. Port District, Glenunga, St Peters, Goodwood, Old Iggs, Tetra Gully and Rostrevor all on the 6 points.
Yep.
St Peters are on top. Port District, I think, were 3rd. Now they're on top.
Yep.
St Peters are down at 3rd. Glenunga just chugging along. They're 2nd on the ladder, but the ladder at the moment really is telling the story. It's that next 4 to 5 weeks. Folks, keep an eye out. Oh, very quickly, the Power and the Passion. The other one was Glenunga. My analogy for them, very physical team, because I could hear all the sounds the other week as well. So I've got 3 teams marked down with a couple of things.
Good on you, Tony.
Oh, I'm working them out, Lambo.
Well
listen, broadcast game this week, Old Iggies versus Port District at Karen Rolton Oval. Another absolute belter.
That oval, mate, you can sleep on it. They spend so much money on
roll
it.
around on it.
It's just a great pitch.
Beautiful. That is our Division 1 wrap. Thank you very much.
Well, good day, footy fans. Welcome to the Women's Wrap for this week, and we've got some stock press news for you. Not just the round 5 results, ladders, and round 6 fixture, but some major changes across pretty much every women's division, bar the Buddybet Division 1. We have a regrading, and 6 teams have moved, and 6 divisions have been affected. So let's get into that. Then we'll look at the results, the ladder, and the fixtures that have been changed. So you can see there that Scotch Old College have moved from Division 2 to Division 3. Fitzroy have moved from Division 3 down to Division 4. And Rosewater from Division 4 to Division 6. They're 3 winless teams. 2 unbeaten teams have moved up. Jeps Cross from Div 5 to Div 4. They're joined by Pembroke, who've moved from Div 6 to Div 4. Marion, the Rams, had a Div 4 and a Div 6 team. They've now been merged into their Division 6 team. So what does that all mean? Let's get into each division. We'll walk you through it. So Power 8 Division 6, well, the start of maybe why these changes have happened. Pembroke Old Scholars defeated Marion on forfeit, remained unbeaten with that. Loreto, a strong win at Modbury by 19 points and a good win to Adelaide Uni over Athelston at Uni Oval by 27 points. So the ladder, I've taken out Pembroke because they're moving out to Division 4. Rosewater's coming in 0-5 from Division 4. The other 6 teams, Edwardstown are 3-0 with that one weird tie. Loreto 2-2, Athelston 2-2, Modbury 1-3, Adelaide 1-3, and the Div 6 Rams are Norton 4 with their Div 4 team coming together from here on. What does that mean for games this week? All right, well, Rosewater coming in, get a bye to start off with. Loreto will be hosting Adelaide University at Campbelltown. Edwardstown will play Athelston, and Marion, the strengthened, merged Marion, will host Modbury at our Marion Sports Complex. The Safety Hub Division 5, Jeps Cross, a win there over Kilburn, Eastern Park over Elizabeth, and Woodville South, 2 strong at North Haven. The ladder, well, we have Jeps Cross moving out to Division 4, Fitzroy winless coming in from Division 3. The other teams there, you see Eastern Park 4-1, Woodville South 2-1, Elizabeth 2-3, Kilburn 1-3-1, North Haven are yet to win. But they will get a chance this week because they will go to Fitzroy, who've come in. So 2 winless teams, 2 different divisions playing on Saturday. Other games, Eastern Park and Woodville South, and Kilburn host Elizabeth. To the Villiers Bakery, Division 4. And here we saw Hectorville with a shutout win over Rosewater, Lockleys over Pulteney, Ingle Farm in a close one over West Croydon. second big win in a row for the Farmers on the road, and Glenunga are too strong by 22 points over Marion. This is where there's lots of changes, so let's walk through it. Lockleys met West Croydon 4-1, Pulteney and Hectorville 3-2, Ingle Farm 3-2 as well, Glenunga 2-3. So coming into this division from here on will be the unbeaten Jeps Cross and Pembroke Old Scholars, moving out Rosewater winless and Marion, who are being merged with their Division 6 side. And all these ladders will have updated for you in our next week's wrap once things are settled down a tad. This is hot off the press. So the schedule for this week, early start at Daily Oval for Hectorville and West Croydon, afternoon game for Pulteney and Glenunga. Jeps Cross and Pembroke coming into the Villiers Bakery Division 4 will be hosting Lockleys and Ingle Farm respectively. So for Lockleys and Ingle Farm, your venue has changed. And also just check the times as well, just in case that hasn't quite caught up yet. 9 News Division 3 here. Goodwood Saints beat Hope Valley by 33. Flinders Park over Kenilworth by 20. Brighton kept Fitzroy winless, their last Division 3 game, by 57 points. And Golden Grove took care of Mitcham by 20. Some high-scoring games there and some reasonable margins. So the teams that are left, we see Goody Saints, Golden Grove 4-1. Flinders Park and Brighton 3-2, Kenilworth, Mitcham, Hope Valley. So Scotch Old Collegians will be moving in from Division 2 and Fitzroy will be moving out to Division 5. That leaves the schedule this week. Golden Grove, instead of hosting Fitzroy, will host Scotch, Brighton and Kenilworth, Hope Valley and Mitcham, Flinders Park and Goodwood Saints. To the Cinderella Commercial Cleaning Division 2 reserves, comp some thumping wins here to Goodwood Saints, Dietrich Gully and Henley. Golden Grove had the bye. This reserves division is not changing. Dietrich Gully 4-0 with a percentage of 95.4, if you don't mind, cruising at the moment. Flinders Park and Henley maybe with just the one loss is their biggest threat in the Cinderella's Commercial Cleaning Division 2 reserves. The games here, Golden Grove and Henley. Brighton host the dominating Dietrich Gully, Flinders Park and Goodwood, with Gazer having the bye this week. To the Cinderella's Commercial Cleaning Division 2 League, Gazer over Angle Vale by 10 points. Dietrich Gully smashed Scotch by 82. And Flinders University down Henley by 21. Blackfriars sat this one out. So what's happening here is this is going from a 17 division to 6. No more buys from here on in because Scotch is moving out. You can see Flinders University leading the way here in the Division 2 League. The games in the Division 2 League, Henley and Flinders, Gazer and Dietrich Gully, Blackfriars and Angle Vale. So no new teams coming in. No more buy from here, which I'm sure the players will mostly appreciate. More footy. Buddybet Division 1 reserves here. Payneham thumped, held Happy Valley goalless, won by 55. Smosh West Lakes remain undefeated, just over Morphy Parks. And Broadview over Adelaide Uni, just by 1 point. So this was the great division. 2 games there, both decided by less than a kick. Old Ignatians had the bye. You can see that Smosh West Lakes remain undefeated from Broadview. All the rest of the teams have 2 wins or 1, and a Payneham Norwood Union on the board with that win over Happy Valley. Let's go to the big one, the big dance. Buddybet Division 1 in the league. Happy Valley stayed on top, 34-point win over Payneham. Adelaide University beat on Broadview by 22 points, and Smosh West Lakes got on the board, beating Morphettville Park by 5 points. Again, Old Ignatians the bye. So the ladder, Happy Valley leading the way 4-1 with a bye coming up. Old Ignatians, Adelaide Uni in hot pursuit. Morphett Vale, Broadview just on the edge or just in the 5. Smosh West Lakes are on the board, staying a little bit in touch, and Payneham is the sole winless team. The schedule this week in the Buddybet Division 1, again, double headers, reserves and league. Morphettville Park host Old Ignatians at Kellett Reserve. Payneham Norwood Union will look to get their first league win, but they'll probably have a hard one at Fred Block Oval against Adelaide University. And Smosh West Lakes, now on the board, host Broadview down at Bartley Terrace. Happy Valley, the league leaders, have them 16. Hope you kept track of that. If not, You might have to go and press the refresh button. A reminder, folks, that what's happening at your club with women's footy, let us know. We'd love to be able to promote it. Just email me. My name's Phil at footytimes@gmail.com. Thanks for tuning in. Good luck with all the changes. Be back similar time next week. Until then, enjoy your footy.
Welcome back, folks. Well, I'll tell you what, Lambo, we're that excited. Ben Watkins, Division 1 coach from Rostrevor. First of all, welcome, Ben.
Thanks, mate.
And folks, just any invited guests that come in. Ben's just bought us a couple of days. There's one missing, we won't ask.
No, sorry, it's a long drive from Kidman Park.
Beautiful, mate. Fair dinkum. We've got donuts.
The beans.
Hat.
Oh, sensational, mate.
I'll tell you what, fantastic, Ben. All that, and we're going to put you under the griller. Now, first question, mate. When you come into Rostrevor, do you inherit a team that's already there? Or do you come in and say, okay, I've got that team, but I'm also going to build on what's already here?
Yeah, it's a good question. Obviously, Rostrevor's been blessed with a great team for the last probably 10 years. And, losing the likes of Holm, Jordan, Jonas, Holland, and Luke Manuel.
Yep.
So we've been very lucky with our system at our footy club with kids coming from the college.
Great.
So, I think we had 6 debutants in round 1, and I don't think that's happened at the club for, 10 years. So, it's inheriting, but it's like a changing of the guard. So, we've got guys who have been behind those midfielders who have now stepped into the midfield.
Yep.
Like your Meads, so we've been lucky. Obviously, it's tough to lose those kind of players, but I think we're in a good space, and we've been inconsistent. I know that, but we're building a nice family where those guys will get plenty of games into them. So.
Well, it comes to that, doesn't it? Because I mentioned that before. You've got to get to know. Are there 4 teams or 5 down there?
We've got 3. We've got 4 teams, and then we've got a girls team, the Loretto girls. So
you've got to get to know 80 to 100 players, and then there's supporter sponsors and all that around. They've only got to get to know one Ben Watkins, one coach. And I think you've almost answered this one. Do you keep the old game plan that was already there, or do you want everything out and start again, or do you keep components of that and then bring your own game plan in? Because it took a couple of weeks to gel, didn't it? But now they're off and running.
100% right, and I'm lucky enough to have Murph and Will, who coached there last year. Great on-field leaders. So I'd take everything they tell me, and I lean on them a fair bit.
Yep.
But it's more, that player-driven coaching. If you don't have your players who want to invest, then where's your club? So I've been really lucky that I've got kids who are scoring 98 on their year 12s, but they don't know what a zone is.
Yeah.
So
Understand.
Yeah, so I've been very lucky. They've been fantastic. So the group's been really good pre-season, great numbers, and as you said, like the lower grades came to pre-season. So we at the college, so it's been really enjoyable for me as a coach. So,
Ben, great to have you here tonight. New club facilities are sensational when we go up there, and I guess as a new coach you're going, wow, it's just a wow factor with the club rooms there. And also just tell us a little bit about your coaching staff and your support. And I guess when you put it on the board, you don't have to tell us, but you have your negotiables and non-negotiable. You have some team rules, but the players themselves, they've got to take all this on board with you, mate. Yeah, you agree?
Yeah, 100%. And I actually played 3 years at Rostrevor when I left SANFL.
Yep.
And I miss the old place, the little caravan hut. And, but now we walk in and everyone's got their own shower, and the boys are looked after pretty well. So, but yeah, with the coaching thing, I've been coaching for a long time, and just dialing back of what I'm doing as a footy coach, and and when you go back to inheriting, I've inherited some really good people.
Yeah, good.
So, like Luke Manuel, obviously did his knee, so he won't play, but he's looking for a future in coaching.
Fantastic.
And he's like my right-hand man. I know I yell at him a fair bit on the bench, but
That's part of the process, Ben.
yeah, I just had a half an hour. I just had a half an hour conversation with him by sitting in the car waiting to come in here, and he's a beauty. Like he's we talk team first. We talk, and the you say we write all these boards up and all that. It's more. I just say if you're honest and you care about the club, I'll play you, and that's as pretty simple as that. So.
Excellent.
One of the areas I'm interested in, because coaching is much more than just 2 hours on game day now, and if you're lucky to get them both nights of the week, a focus area off field. There's so many areas now. We talk about balance with players, so they've got careers. Some of them are studying. I've coached a couple of old scholar teams. They've got studies. They're at uni, and then we start talking about mental health and care for players. Are you invested in where are these kids going to end up? How are you going with your career? What's happening at home? Is everything all right with your relationship? You start to get involved in all these other areas. Do you have a care? I know it sounds a funny question, but obviously you care for the players. Do you have a focus area? Support, stuff like that?
Oh, I think support, and I'm hoping that we're building that as a footy club is within. So with our leaders, We've got guys, Dylan, Rumbrack and Murph and Cara have just had children.
Yes.
So, they can ring me and say, I've got to look after the daughter tonight. And that's the give and take you need at a footy club, I think, especially in Div 1. Kids got study if they need to study. I know, but but they're held accountable by their teammates.
Yeah, good.
So, you need to watch this, you need to do this. They will send texts. Obviously, I don't get on Facebook because I don't need to know what they're doing on Saturday nights.
Probably better not to, Ben.
But it's that accountability that we have in the group at the moment, which I think is shining through on how we're playing. So,
Hey, Ben, if no doubt at the beginning of the year you set your tasks throughout the year, with your group of players in your squad, you have your KPIs, but would it be, from your personal opinion, finishing in the top 4 would be fantastic this year?
Oh, it'd be amazing. I think for me now, it's a lot of teaching. With the young group that we've got, and it's more just the ownership. We don't talk about that. We talk we talk week to week pretty much. So it's just, and it's just, I can sit down with Harry Wright, who you guys might not know, but he's played wing all year, and he's, 5 weeks ago, you probably don't think he's playing that well, but he structures up really well. So it's more, for me, it's a week to week, and I think that's where I've dialed back my coaching a little bit, not going too far forward, and just trying to, just go week to week. And we have our challenges. It's the coaching. Like Will O'Malley will go and tell Harry Wright what he thinks of how he played, and so I'm very lucky in that sense.
It's good. Just quickly before I hand it back to Tony, Paul Fantasia's back at the club. He's in the way injury. We coach. I know played a lot of footy with his dad. State player. He's so versatile up forward, isn't he?
Yeah, he's amazing, and we know that Fana has 3 hamstrings a year. So we've got one out so far. So but the sense he was unhappy after the game on the weekend. But what he did to allow McCormack and Murph and Dawson to get on the end of footballs, he does I won't swear, but that kind of work down the line. So sometimes he does that, and just his presence and his presence at training has been fantastic, and his leadership. So awesome.
Ben, the feedback, very important component of football. I know all the divisions in Division 1 are using the Dartfish stuff now, so and you don't have to go into too much detail with this, of course, but how important the vision and stats, are you having meetings, are you sending it out privately to players, and how handy is it to have? Because not everyone likes to sit in front of a whiteboard and just look at, sometimes they just want to watch vision and see their stats.
Exactly. And I guess that's another thing about my coaching. I've taken a step back where is the vision I will watch, and then I'll talk to my players about it, because right now Rostrevor needs teaching. And
Focused on it.
And if I've coached at SANFL level, and you can see blokes picking up their phones at half time to look at stats. Like, it's not about that. Like, it's if they don't believe what I'm selling them, or Luke Manuel selling them, or David Moyle, our reserves coach. So we're all in the same system, as in, if they don't believe us and they can go home and just go, look, I've had 40. Well, at the moment, I don't need it.
Yes.
I'm not saying I don't need it. It's great because we can still see the stats, but the vision is outstanding. It's just been, it's really good for me as a coach, where I can actually, allocate people to positions and all that kind of stuff, and see what other teams are doing to set up. And, the beauty of it is we saw it on the weekend, PAC got outside us. We tried to stop Jolly, and someone else gets off the link, and you can see that in games. So it's been fantastic.
On the fly as well. That's a very important component.
Nothing to do with me. So that was my playing. That was my playing group, and it's hard for me to take away from what I'm trying to do structurally. But when your playing group comes to you and says, "I don't think this is working," well, I think that's the honesty that I've asked for. So, that respect within the group.
It's good, Lambo, to hear this, Ben, because I've got a great article on the soccer coaches. There's one that was democratic and one that was autocratic, and which one's the right way. The coaches that we've already interviewed this year, we're getting different answers on every different way. There's no one correct way to do it, but as long as they're engaged, they're getting feedback, and they're doing something with the feedback. And importantly, what you've said there, don't underestimate, to be able to change on the fly at half time and correct against last year's premiership team, and to get a win. We talk about this building foundations for the season. That's a strength brick that you can hang on to.
It was a hard thing for me to do, to go away from my structures. And I even spoke to my partner Nadia, and she goes, "I'm proud of you." And I went, "Well, I'm supposed to be the coach."
That's right. You grow and you learn.
100%. Like it's, and that's what the beauty of our club is. Like, as I said, day one, I said, if you're honest, I'll play you. So, Tim Baccanello and, even the kids, like my half forward who was the high, he goes, "Oh, I'm getting done out the back." And I just went, "Do you want to change it?" And Limmy said, "Yeah." And I went, "Yep, let's do it." So, coaching is coaching, but, I think the family thing that we're trying to push at our footy club at the moment is, that was a really big step for us.
All right, Ben. Well, thank you very much, first of all, for the goodies, the donuts.
I can't wait to eat one on the way home.
Yeah, but more so the insight into what's going on down there at Rostrevor, and it's great. We sort of found over the years, Rostrevor have been very encapsulated, if you like. We can't get in sometimes, but we've got you in, and very open. And as you said, you've got a history down there as well, so you do know the club. Fantastic facilities, as Lambo alluded to, and mate, we wish you all the very best for the rest of the season. Thanks so much.
You will do well, because you're a positive guy and hard worker. So
I really appreciate it, boys. Thanks for having me on. Cheers.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Get a quick and easy low-rate car loan from Police Credit Union today.
9 News, teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
Well, folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
Mate, you're here in the heart of Port Adelaide. However, folks, wait for this. You are a former Goodwood champion, captain, goal-kicking machine and premiership player from way back in the 90s. Tell us a little bit about your time down at Goodwood.
Well, I was certainly no champion, but had some fun times down through the 90s, the mid to late 90s, and won our first premiership with Goodwood out there in 1997, so had a ball.
Fantastic, mate. And now, more importantly, as I said, supporting the Adelaide Football League and Between the Posts especially. Mate, you're kicking goals off the field. Tell us a little bit about the business. 10 years or more or so ago, you set things up. How did it all come about?
Yeah, the business was set up about 10, 11 years ago in the Port. I took it over about just under 4 years ago, and it's been great. We get a lot of support from the local area and broadly as well. Yeah, it's been good.
And Jason, mate, you have supplied a lot of clubs already in the Adelaide Football League and as well external to that, I'd suggest. But a couple of things I wrote down that you might have: marquees, banners, polos and other stock. But there's so much more. What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on.
Fantastic, mate. Now, I've noticed something out of the corner of my eye. Let's head down that way and you can tell us a little bit more about this product. Righto, Jason, we've come down the other end of the shop and this really did catch my eye, mate. I love this. Not that I ever got to 100 games, but what are we looking at here? This is a great product, folks.
This is something, Tony, that we've created for the juniors in any club, and this is one that Smosh have just worked with us on. Anything from 50 games to 100 to 150 games that the kids can come out and run through before they kick off their milestone match.
And I understand it's a stock standard width, but you're actually able to make them taller for the taller players and shorter?
For the juniors and as they grow a bit older, we can certainly make everything and customise it a bit more and give it a bit of extra height, no problem.
Mate, I think this is outstanding. I don't think there'd be too many places around that make these, but certainly the clubs to get hold of one of these. I actually suggested to you a moment ago, if it was the 100th game, the player could even take it home and put it up in his pool room if the club wanted to give it away. But what a sensational thing. Roll it out when those milestones come around and they can set it up, the players run through it, take it away and wait for the next one to come along.
They're all reusable, so you reuse it any time someone hits a milestone.
I think that is a scoop, folks. Fantastic. All right, we'll have a bit more of a look around. Well, Jason, you are the professionals, and we understand you're working with many clubs. You've got a few little banners and so on here. What have we got here?
We've got we do a lot of teardrop and feather flags. We do cafe barriers. There's media walls, so backdrops for any of your photo opportunities and presentations at the footy clubs. And everything's customisable. So basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
So that's important for people out there to know. It's not a stock standard cookie cutter, one size fits all. You are able to customise colours, team colours, and certainly this sort of stuff. I love the media wall, mate. We should get on to one of them for Between the Posts as well.
Absolutely.
Mate, absolutely sensational. I think the service that you're offering, and now to open up the eyes of a lot of the people out there in the football world to what is available, how do we get in contact with the Banner Crew?
Well, our website's going to come up on the screen shortly, as will the phone number, so either one of those avenues is perfect.
And is there a special for anyone that might actually see the advert on social media or through Between the Posts?
Absolutely. We'd love to support the Adelaide Footy League, and we're happy to provide a 10% discount that anyone mentions Between the Posts and via email or phone when they make contact.
That is sensational, Jason. I know when I asked the question, I didn't expect that. I mean, that is fantastic, folks, and I'm looking at one of those pull-up banners already. Mate, fantastic to have a talk with you. You do support, as we said, the Footy League, Between the Posts, and also being in the football world as a past player is fantastic because you get it when people come in and order their products. We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
Thanks, Tony, and thanks to everyone.
Rightio, folks, this is the big news that we can drop tonight. We've been given permission. Get your phone out, pop on there, and it's called AUSFooty. It's an app.
Unbelievable, Tony. I've been hearing it for a while. Now it's being launched. You know what I've heard? There's 3,007 videos on there, mate. Can you believe that?
Smosh Westlakes versus Edwardstown, Morphy Park versus Smosh Westlakes, Mitcham Pulteney, Pembroke, Woodville South. It keeps on. So you can look up every game in the Adelaide Football League in full on this app. Now that's the most recent. If I go most popular, have a look what comes up there.
Oh, Between the Posts.
That's got to be a mistake, surely. No, but every Between the Posts is on there, and every game in the Adelaide Football League. So get on to that. The app is called AUSFooty.
Get on it, guys. AUSFooty app.
You get on there and you get the whole Adelaide Footy League. Fantastic little thing.
Hey, like Molly Meldrum used to say, do yourself a favour. Get on it.
But Mahuta goes all the way. Where again, Mahuta?
Good grab by Anjana, then Crone late. It's Anjana the Grey. Anjana.
Hillholders went out best.
Life on the wire, Twitchy Frank.
Classic legend, Wild Planet kicking back, Crone dashing through, will beat the lot of them, Crone!
Laughalay's coming out, they reach the line, nearly a dead heat.
But this is speedy and professional. Profiteer for Mickey D is going to win easily.
Aired and continued to open them up late and won very impressively.
Well, that went quickly, Lambo. Unfortunately, it was an absolute pleasure to have you on, sir.
Loved it, mate. I loved every minute of it. And great chat with Ben Watkins. And look, it's just getting exciting every week, isn't it, mate?
And could there be a late-breaking rumour, folks?
Oh, well, you might see a little bit more of Lambo, which would be fantastic.
Eh? Yeah. We should have a poll on that, shouldn't we? Oh, no, we won't go there.
Oh, well, the stats will go over the top.
Oh. All right. Remember, our women's segments are up on social media with all the results done by fabulous Phil Herden, of course. We'd like to thank all our sponsors. Our broadcast game this week is Old Ignatians versus Port District, so an absolute ripper again. This competition, mate, is alive and kicking like you would not believe.
It's just sensational, mate.
Remember to look us up on social media because there's a lot more segments going up, full segments and interviews. We would like to thank you for viewing once again. It's been our pleasure.
Yeah, great being with you, Tony.
Lambo and myself. And remember, whatever shots you take, may they go straight between the posts.